Welcome to More Business, More Life TV. And today I want to talk about how do we plan the perfect work week for you? So when I look at a work week, a lot of us let it get off to however it goes. You know, many times I talk to clients and folks that work with me, and they wonder why they're not exactly having the life that they want or getting all the work done that they want, whether it's a productivity thing or taking more time off, or maybe you're getting everything done, but you don't have any time left, or you're not getting everything done and maybe you are having more time off, or worse, you're not getting everything done and you're not getting the time off. That's like the worst. So the way that I started doing this, and the reason we've been doing a lot about reflection and design for this month, and being that we're looking at what we're going to do in the new year, then I want you to really start to think about what you want your work week to look like. And it is by design. You know, often we say, oh, I've got to work on my time management, but really there's no management of time. We can't manage time. We can't say, oh, time stop. I want to stop. No, we actually have to manage ourselves. So time just keeps going by. The time that we use, that we follow, the clock, this is what's going to be constant. You and I have the same amount of time in the day. The difference is how we manage ourselves. And so what I do is I start to look at what is an ideal work week. Start with some really big chunks, like how often do I want to work? How many days? Do you want to work 5 days a week? Do you want to work 3 days a week, 4 days a week? How many days a week do you want to work? Would you rather work more days and have fewer hours per day? Would you rather have longer days and have more days off? It's all based on design and your lifestyle, the way that you want it. If you'd like to have a 4-day weekend, if you want to go Friday to Monday and have these long weekends and then only work Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, maybe you're going to have some longer days. You're going to work more hours during those 3 days, but then you're always going to get 4 days off. What if you decided to make that the premise of your design? And you can do this. If you can get the work done that you want, whether you work for somebody else or you work for yourself, you have to negotiate for these things, because some management, your boss or whoever you work for, and if you work for yourself, then you have to look in the mirror and ask yourself what you want. But if you're working for somebody else, it's all based on negotiation. And a lot of those things have been out the door with everything with COVID and all these things going on this year. Many people are working from home. Many people are setting their own hours and how they're working. As long as you can be productive for your company and provide what you need to do for your position, a lot of you can create your own hours and the way that you want. So I really would impress upon you to start designing it the way that you would like. And how do you want that to look? So once you design the week, then let's chunk that down. What do each of those days need to look like for you to accomplish what you want? You know, I was just on the phone with someone today, and we were talking about how, you know, now as we're getting later in the year, if you're in the northern hemisphere, we're into the shorter days. It's getting darker sooner. And so they wanted to be able to go outside and have more time while it's light. And some of their work they can do when it's dark, and they had no problem. So taking a 2 to 3 hour lunch was more important than them than having more time off during the evening, because they wanted to do more outdoor things. And if you can cater your work schedule to that, what if you could work 3 hours in the morning, let's say 9 a.m. to noon, and then from noon to 3, you could go have lunch, you could go outside, maybe that's the time you do your exercise, like whatever it is, you could have that time. And then from 3 to 6, you do another 3 hours of work, and that's a 6-hour work day. And if you do that 5 days a week, that's a 30-hour work week. If you do that 4 days a week, that's a 24-hour work week. I don't know if that's enough time for you to get the work done that you need to do, but it's all, again, by design. And you know what's crazy about this? I've said this on other episodes and other shows. If you actually start designing it, you will get more done in shorter periods of time. The fact is, when I used to give myself all day to get something done, guess what I did? I took all day and then some. When I gave myself timers, and I actually set timers, then and also if you when you set those timers, just to be really clear, you guesstimate how long it would take. Sometimes you're going to set those timers and you're going to find, oh wow, I thought that would take 30 minutes. It took an hour. Now next time you can figure out, how can I do that in a shorter period of time, or do I need to allow that amount of time? So it's not anything of perfection, but it definitely allows us to say, this is the window I'm going to get this done, and then setting that timer. A lot of times, just by doing that, you'll actually get the work done in a shorter period of time, just because you've given yourself a window instead of actually giving yourself a whole open window. I definitely, just this one tip right now, by setting timers and having an alarm either go off by calendar or just even using the timer on your phone and having it beep at you, has dramatically truncated the amount of hours, I will say hours, that I've actually done working on tasks, because I put myself in a position to get it done faster. And you can do this too. And if you have questions about this, or you want to push back and say, Steve, that's not always true, hit me up on social media, put in a comment there, and I will start to have a chat with you and we can discuss your particular situation. But ultimately, we can all compartmentalize these things and we can learn how long does it take for certain tasks? How can we become more efficient? But ultimately, it comes by design. So I want you, for right now in this part, I want you to look at, what do you want your work week to look like? And then what does a day need to look like to accomplish the week? And then you can go hour by hour. You can start to set timers for the tasks that are most important. And I talk about this a lot. Plan tomorrow today. It's one of our programs that we've been bringing out called Wow Schedule. How do you have a wow schedule? Well, you plan tomorrow today. So the last part of today's tip is that at the end of each day, you reflect on what worked well and what didn't work. Just like I was saying, if you set timers and it took longer than you thought, you need to mark that down. And then you need to plan tomorrow. You need to say, okay, how can I make tomorrow better? And then you iterate. Every day you make it better, and you make it better, and you make it better. And this is the improvement of our lives. And to take your life and own it the way that you want, it's by design. I can't say that enough. And I hope that this has helped you. So the 3 things: plan your week. How do you want it to look like? A perfect work week. How do you want your day to look? And then every day moving forward, I want you to reflect at the end of the day, just for 5 minutes, and look at what worked, what didn't work. How do you want to apply for the next day? And then allow yourself a reset so that you can have what you want every day, can keep improving and improving and improving. And you will get more and more efficient, and you will have more and more of the life that you want when you do this. I hope you start taking these 3 things into consideration as you move forward into the new year. And I have a lot of love and many virtual hugs for you. As always, remember, choose gratitude and create freedom. We'll see you on the next episode.